Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel. Today we're going to react to Skypiea episode 183. That's right guys, this is hilarious. Luffy's here on the scene and apparently Enel's attacks, lightning attacks can't even touch him, but Luffy can touch him, he can hit him, kick him, do whatever. Bruh, that's hilarious. Enel really is a god. He's strong enough to destroy a whole sky island, but he's not strong enough to touch Luffy. Luffy is his natural enemy. This is jokes. I love it. I'm here for it, and I'm expecting Luffy to kick his ass in this episode, because what is Enel gonna do? What is he gonna do? That being said, if you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, all that. Join the Patreon, support your boy. Let's go. Oh, he's gonna try to destroy the island to distract Luffy. Is that what's happening? Yo, that was one sus title. Yo, he made Enel kiss the ground. My man flabbergasted. He's perplexed. Astounded.
なんだというのだ、貴様。
俺はルフィ。海賊でゴム人間だ。
Yep. He can still beat him physically.
図に乗るな。
Okay.
しびれさせるだけが雷ではない。
True. I got ahead of myself.
それなりのアドリング。
Okay, I think we established lightning won't work.
などと遊んでいる暇はないのだ。
棒が刃物に精錬されてく。
Oh, he's gonna pierce him.
形ある雷と思え。
Yo, he can also, he can also use mantra to predict where you're gonna land, so he can stab you. Mantra, like he can use mantra offensively as well as defensively. So Luffy better stay on guard. He better not get pierced. But yeah, physical attacks don't work on Luffy, and lightning attacks don't work on Luffy. But still, he has mantra, and that's still one more ability that's too OP for Luffy. So yeah, I got ahead of myself. Enel's still probably gonna win. Ooh. Oh, he missed. He can dodge or do that. True. That's crazy. 200 million volts. Yeah. Insane. Wait, he's gonna lift up the ship and then zap everything? That's a lot of gold, bro. That ship is heavy as hell. And for him to lift all that, he's OP. Oh, he's gonna give her the hat again. Bruh, just like in Arlong Park.
ガタガタ騒ぐな。だってでも未来の海賊王の仲間がよ。
I love it. Yeah, we partied with those wolves.
見て鳥山ちゃん、船が止まってるよ。バースに引っかかってあれ以上上がれないんだよ。でも時間の問題、少しずつ削られてる。
一人でも多く救わなくては。
Oh, he's staying behind.
何をしているんです。早く逃げてください。
わしは神を信じてきた。 神がわしらに死をお与えになるならそれを受け入れなくては。この箱舟の究極の機能への回路がすでに開き作動している。
究極の機能。
なおデスピア、絶望という名のこの世の救済者だ。
Despia. Like Skypiea, only death. Here it comes, a storm.
スカイピアの空があんな風になったのは初めてだ。君が悪いな。
Okay, so there are plenty of right Wipers people out here. I thought everybody died, but those were just the warriors that went into battle. There's plenty of common folk. Okay, my bad.
この白白海の上空にさらにあんな分厚い雲とは。あれは一体。空が暗くなっていく。それらは私の合図で何十本ものイカズチとなり、この国のすべてを破壊する。
That's insane. And OP at the same time.
例えば。
エネル。
He is scary. And he doesn't care. He really doesn't.
今何を。
天使たちを少しからかってやったのだ。高電熱スピアだ。
あの動きを読むやつ、なんとかならねえかい。
Yeah.
そうだ。
Oh, there's no way, bro. My man, did he dodged that step without even thinking about it because his hands hurt, right? And now he's actually using his brain for once, and he's gonna shut it off, which is ironic, right? Because it's usually shut off. But he's gonna shut it off, and Mantra isn't gonna work if not even Luffy knows where he's gonna strike. I think that's how he's gonna approach this. Yeah, he shut off his brain. It's like Rock Lee on the juice, right? When he's drunk. What?
マントラがお気に召さんようだな。
なんで船を。
Okay.
バカめ、私には当てられん。船でも壊そうというのか。無駄だ。
壁で跳ね返ったパンチにはルフィの意志がない。
Exactly.
逃がさねえぞ。ゴムゴムの。
待て。
Ooh, yo, that's like a reject dial that Wiper used. Yo, he's making Enel squeal. He's actually making Enel squeal. And I love that Enel can't use his mantra in such a distressed state. If you remember, the priest talked about it, right? If you don't maintain control, you're gonna lose control over your mantra. That's what's happening here, right? If he kept his cool, he would have been able to easily evade that attack, right? But he can't do it because Luffy punched him so hard he can't think. And now he feels fear, which is something that Enel's not used to. Bruh, I love it. I love it. Luffy's like disrespecting him by slapping him around. And Luffy, as dumb as he is, he really showed battle IQ here, like Naruto, right? He's not the smartest cookie in the jar, but when it comes to fighting, he's really resourceful. I kind of respect it. That was dope. let me hear what my editor has to say.
Oh, lucky. We gotta talk about these pulls that you're doing, man. Particularly Enel versus Smoker. I really want to address that one. Look, these results are absolutely insane. Enel cannot touch Smoker with lightning, and Smoker cannot touch Enel with smoke, so you expect it to be 50-50. Personally, I actually think it's 60-40 in Smoker's favor. See, when it comes to Logi-type Devil Fruit users, it's a stalemate unless one ability blatantly counters the other, like a Water-type Logia-type user facing off against a Fire or Sand Logia-type user. But here's something that kind of makes Smoker the victor here. Remember in Arabasta, Smoker drained Luffy of his powers with his weapon. He was holding him
I
down
talked
with
about
weapon,
that.
and his weapon is a Jute, and that Jute is made out of Kairoseki. Kairoseki obviously drains ability users of their strength, which is an advantage that Smoker has that Enel doesn't have.
Yeah, when I posted that poll, one of my editors, my mods actually, was like, yo, bro, he has a staff, so Smoker can automatically touch Enel, so that's a automatic win. Right, so I already had this conversation. Yeah,
now,
okay.
Enel can obviously revive his heart once the Kairoseki isn't put on him anymore, so just having Kairoseki while you attack him is not enough. Like we saw with Viper, right? You need to be suppressed by Kairoseki all times just for him to die, because as long as he can use his lightning power, he can rejuvenate himself. But
that's true.
I can see a situation like this happening for Smoker. Smoker is holding him down with his Jute, and then slowly Enel's power is getting drained from him to the point where he isn't able to use his lightning power anymore, and he's also feeling very weak physically, because Luffy was also feeling weak physically. It's not just his power being drained, but his muscles. He couldn't even move. So I can imagine a situation like that for Enel, and then he would ask Tashigi, his right-hand woman, for her to give her his sword, and while he's holding Enel down with his Jute, with the other hand that he has, he's going to stab him right through the skull or something, or right through his heart, and then bam, Smoker won.
Yeah, but that's cheating. That's asking for help from, right? Like, so this is, the poll was 1v1, no help at all from either side. But I guess, yeah, since Smoker has that staff, then again, maybe Enel can somehow take it from him and turn it against it. So I don't know, bro. When I think about it, yeah, it's 60-40. That's fair for Smoker.
So that's something that Smoker has, while Enel doesn't have that. But a big reason as to why it isn't smart to do these polls is that, as of this episode, the One Piece power system has not been fully explored yet, and a lot of people factor in later information when it comes to their decision making on the polls, particularly with the Mihawk and stuff, because we see Mihawk do stuff later on that you don't know about. So a lot of people rate Mihawk very high, but you don't in comparison because you've seen.
But I always assume when I post a poll that people aren't gonna be brain dead. They know where I'm at, right? And they are gonna vote based on that. But I guess you're right. People are gonna be biased. So okay, I get it.
So little of them. So it's exactly why I don't think it's necessarily smart to do polls this early on, at least in my opinion. But it's more so advice. I'm not really trying to say that you shouldn't do it.
I get it.
But I'm just saying, I personally think it's smarter not to do it. But anyway, that's the first thing I want to address. Next is actually about shipping. Now, if I'm not careful with my words here, you'll obviously be dragged into this humongous pool of toxicity along with me. So that's exactly why I'd like to refrain from talking about it usually. But in this case, I'm totally fine with it actually. I'll just say this. Ship whoever you want to ship with Wu. Doesn't matter. You ship Zoro and Robin? Cool. More power to you, right? I can totally see why, and a lot of people ship them. Don't let anybody shoot you down for that. I mean, anything is possible at this point. You do you, right? Now, I know that you heard about how Oda said that none of the crew...
Bro, this is a dope-ass image, bro. They really look good together here. What the hell? My man trying to convince me that I'm right. This is a dope, and I think my editor is about to say that I did hear that Oda said that there won't be any relationships in between the crewmates, which is sad, because these two look great together.
Members will get together with each other, but people are actually putting words into Oda's mouth. See, Oda got asked in an SBS about love, romance, and all that stuff in an SBS Q&A in 2004, whether or not any of them will fall in love with each other or not, and Oda's answer was simply this. They're in love with adventure. He didn't say yes, he didn't say no. It was just a very creative way to dodge the question, which Oda does a lot in the SBS Q&As. He dodges so many questions in the SBS, so it's not as if he dodged the question just so that the person asking wouldn't be disappointed with a no answer. But hey, what Oda said is not wrong. They are in love with adventure after all.
True.
And ironically enough, if you really want to be that guy about it, I'm gonna be that guy. If you look up the definition of romance, it always mentions adventurous, adventurous, adventurous. I mean, the first chapter of the manga is called Romance Dawn, so shit, if you really want to grasp at straws here, Oda said that they love romance, huh? Yeah, I'm onto something. Anyway, then a few years later, at Jump Fest of 2009, he was asked, who does Nami like? And the answer was this: I don't think there will be any romance among that crew. Nami probably sees all the good aspects / qualities of these guys, but One Piece isn't a romance. Maybe a lot of girl readers ask this kind of question. Boys are not interested at all. One Piece is basically a shonen manga for boys, so romance isn't depicted. Again, a lot of people use this as proof that nobody in the crew will get together, but Oda actually never said so. See, Oda is...
I mean, listen, who does Nami like? If there's somebody out there with a devil fruit power that can turn himself into gold, that's Nami's boyfriend, bro. She likes money.
Against writing a romance story among the crew, because this is a boys manga, so what I'll be writing are things boys care about, like fighting. Oda even said to the live action staff not to depict any romance among the crew. This makes perfect sense because that would switch up the relationships and dynamic among the crew a whole lot, especially given the fact that the East Blue dynamic is far from a romantic love story. But the big reason I think Oda wants there not to be any romance among the crew is not because of the fact that none of them are getting together, but because of the fact that writing romance into the story would distract people from what the crew is supposed to be doing in the story, which is to get better at their role on the ship, become stronger, navigate better, find all blue, become braver, find more diseases to cure, find more poneglyphs to read, to figure out world history, and so on. That's what we're supposed to be focusing on.
True.
Writing in romantic love adds nothing to those things, and if anything, it would be more of a distraction from what the individual characters are about on their own merit.
True.
It would permanently change the story in a way to where romantic love has a lasting impact and actually plays a permanent role in this manga that's written for shonen, for young boys. And I think that is what Oda is trying to avoid. That's how I personally interpret it, at least. And what people fail to mention as well is that there's a big difference between writing romance and depicting romance versus a couple randomly getting together at the end of the story. The latter can still very much happen. To use Naruto as an example here, Kishimoto didn't depict any romance for Choji and that Lightning Village girl. I forgot her name. I haven't read and watched Naruto in forever. They just randomly ended up together at the end of the manga with no romance being depicted or written about them. Also, the story Oda wrote later on is actually contradicting his very own words in this answer that he gave in Jump Fest of 2009. This answer held credibility at the time, but in more recent arcs, Oda has actually depicted romance time and time again, and Oda specified before that because of how One Piece is a shonen, there won't be romance. It's manga for boys, so romance isn't depicted. You guys watching know how this is not true, right? I can name some future characters here: Senior Pink and Russian, Rebecca's parents, Oden and Toki. Do I even have to mention Pudding, and so on? Romance starting from the 600s is the...
Did my man said pudding? Bruh, I want some pudding now. Pudding is a character? What?
depicted more and more in One Piece, which contradicts Oda's statement. And the thing is, those examples are all romances that had temporary impact on the One Piece story, which is why I personally think that Oda is fine with writing them into the story, as all romances in One Piece are written to be either tragic romance stories that last for a short bit, usually in backstories, or they have little to no lasting impact on the main plot and characters, thus making them nothing more than a small distraction at best in the grand scheme of things. Now, maybe he started to depict romance more and more later on in the story because of people demanding it, particularly women. Now, I don't know if that's the reason, but what I can say is that the story that Oda is writing has more credibility than his own words. You might as well just do your own thing and continue shipping crew members if you'd like, especially if you feel that Oda's writing and his words are at odds with each other. And no need to be ashamed of it either. A lot of people ship many different characters, and out of the characters you know, Zoro is mostly shipped with Robin or Tashigi, a Smoker with Hina, that makes sense, Usopp with Kaya, Vivi with Koza, and so on. I think Nami with Luffy is probably the biggest one out of them all because people want them because people think
I
that
can actually see that, Nami and Luffy? I can actually see that, because every time, like here for example with Enel, she's so happy to see him, because I'm telling you, bro, there is a spark there. Not on Luffy's part, Luffy's brain dead like Naruto was for Hinata. But I think Nami, as badass as she is when it comes to just not being affectionate towards any male, so far at least, right? I think deep down, she really has like a little spark for Luffy, because he showed her with action how much he cares for all of them. Not just, right? So I think there might be a chance there in the future, maybe.
Luffy is showing signs by always giving his hat to her and her alone, kind of as a way to comfort her and calm her down, like during Arlong Park, and actually in this episode as well. So yeah,
and that's his
but anyway,
treasure.
Feel free to speculate who you think will end up with who. It doesn't really matter. I feel like talking about it because I don't really like how people are trying to prevent others from shipping who they want to ship. It just kind of feels annoying. So I felt like I had to tell you this just to encourage you to do whatever you want. With that being said, that's it. See ya.
See ya. No, I respect it. That was a dope little speech by my editor at the end there. And yeah, I agree. Like, I'm a ship whoever I want to ship. Each and every one of us experience the show differently. We each have our favorite characters and like characters we detest. So just we're all unique individuals and we perceive the world differently, and that's okay. We use all that perception to talk about it and discuss and theorize and make everything more fun. The fact that we see things differently makes this world go round and round, and it makes it more fun. Imagine if everybody shared the opinion on everything. Sure, there would be world peace, but it would also be boring as hell. So, yeah, I'm gonna ship whoever I want. So far, Robin and Zoro are, like, I'm sold on that. I don't know why, I just love that idea. Like, they're both, like, stoic-y, if you will. But Nami and Luffy, yo, I can see that shit. I can see that, right? As for Sanji, like, he pretty much loves everybody. Like, my man's a lost cause, bro. He's a simp. He needs to work on himself. And everybody else, I mean, Chopper, he's an animal, bro. I'm sorry. He needs to find a rabbit or something. And everybody else didn't really show, like, Usopp. Yeah, the girl that gave us the ship, he liked her. I can't remember her name. Kaya or some shit. But yeah, Usopp liked her, I believe. But we're probably never going to see her again. So that's hey. It is what it is. So, yeah, so far, that's my opinion on that. This is a dope-ass episode. Enel is a freak, but Luffy keeps finding ways to kick his ass. So, in the end, I think Luffy's gonna win somehow. Not somehow. He obviously has an advantage, but yeah. That was a smart move, countering that mantra by just landing those blows erratically without aiming, right? Enel was a dumbass to just run into those. But, hey, I guess we'll see. Yeah, we're definitely stopping him. And Enel, hey, I don't know what his bounty is, but the mere fact that Oda himself said, according to my editor, that Enel would have a large bounty down there, right, at the Blue Sea, shows that, yo, Enel's not a pushover, man. But that being said, I ain't gonna prolong this that much. I really enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, love you, enjoy, and bye.